Joining me now, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Fox News contributor. Great to have you here today, sir. And I think, Benjamin lays out exactly what's going on with Europe and how the United States' role and power is diminished by these strategic moves that have been made with Russia and Germany and other players. And I want to just read for you a quote from a New York Times opinion piece by Fiona Hill, which says, Mr. Putin's aim is bigger than closing NATO's open door to Ukraine and taking more territory. He wants to evict the United States from Europe. As he might put it, goodbye, America. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. What do you think, sir?
Well, Martha, thanks for having me on. I saw Ned Price's comments. It's worth noting the U.S. stock market's taken a pretty big hit in that same time period as well. Look, American leadership matters. It's why President Trump and I had a model for deterrence to prevent precisely these kinds of moments. You don't want to be putting your troops on alert and threatening once the adversary's already got his front foot forward, right? Hundreds of thousands of troops in the West, troops and equipment now in Belarus, threatening the heart of Eastern Europe, the Ukrainians. This was the mistake, that the work that needed to be done to do the deterrence that would prevent what you just heard in that op-ed, right? Prevent the United States from being in this really difficult position. That spade work all had to be done in the months that preceded this. America's credibility in the world matters, whether it was the debacle in our departure from Afghanistan, or it was President Putin rolling President Biden at the summit after the Russians had attacked the Colonial Pipeline and shut it down when we did nothing. Weakness begets confrontation, and I'm afraid that's what Vladimir Putin has seen. I think he thinks he's still seeing it. I hope this administration will begin to do the things one does to make sure that your friends and allies know that you'll be with them. There's no one asking for American troops in Ukraine. I haven't heard anybody make that demand. What they're asking for is the United States to live up to its commitments, and this matters to the people in Nevada and Kansas and Nebraska, all across America. We will see instability in Europe drive inflation further upward. And Martha, one last thought. When you take your eye off the ball in foreign policy, when you put Secretary Kerry and climate change at the top of your foreign policy agenda, I think you see the hard power actors like Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin say, well, that's all fantastic. You all want to reduce carbon footprint as a matter of national security. We have a different vision for how to execute and deliver on our objectives and use our power.
Yeah, this is President Biden, February 19th, 2021, at the Munich Security Conference in a virtual appearance. Watch this.
I'm sending a clear message to the world. America is back. The transatlantic alliance is back. And we are not looking backward. We are looking forward together.
Is that alliance strong? You listen to what Macron is saying in France. He's saying, you know what, the EU needs to lead this whole situation. We're going to take care of things. And you've got Germany basically saying, we're not doing anything to protect Ukraine. In fact, our energy relationship with Russia supersedes anything along the lines that we would be concerned about there. So does this alliance exist right now?
So, Martha, it certainly exists, but for someone to suggest from the State Department podium that there aren't cracks and different views, it just belie. It's not real. It's fantasy. One shouldn't speak that way. One should speak in the truth when one speaks publicly about what the real challenges are. Your point's quite right, Martha. The Germans have been incredibly feckless here. We need an ambassador there who's prepared to go defend America's interests and convince the German government to do the right thing, not only for Ukraine and Europe, but for Germany as well. They're going to suffer under this threat for decades to come. When you shut down your energy systems and say, no, we're just going to rely on Russia, I promise you, Vladimir Putin and his successor, too, will see this risk. And so it is outrageous for the Germans not to let equipment move across the country. The United States needs to demonstrate its leadership in the way that President Biden said that he would. Remember the criticism, Martha, you will too, of our administration demanding that NATO get ready for just this moment to devote their resources to this important objective. There was a reason that we were so tough and so dedicated to getting more resources put into NATO. I hope that those resources, although they would be years in delivery, I hope they're in a place today where the NATO forces are prepared to deliver to protect Europe from what it looks like an effort that Vladimir Putin has in his head.
I want to squeeze in one more very quick question, so I need a quick answer if you can. What difference would it make right now if the president came forward and said, you know what, we are going to continue to lease federal land for fracking in the United States now because of this energy situation going on with Russia? We're also going to open up the Keystone Pipeline just for now because we need to do that. What would the impact be?
It'd be enormous. It'd be enormous on global energy prices. The world energy markets would respond in an incredibly positive way. It would be a good thing. It would put real pressure on the Germans as well. It would be an unmitigated good. If he would add to that, Martha, a willingness to say we're not going to let the Nord Stream 2 pipeline be built, you would have a trifecta with enormous import.
Yeah, I think you'd see an overnight impact, as you say, on the markets and geopolitically as well down the road. Secretary Pompeo, it's always great to talk to you, especially in these times.
Thank you,
There's
Martha.
a lot
Have a
going
good
on.
day.
Thank you. You have a good day too, sir.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.